Up next for the Bajans was Janelle Lewis here with the serve against Yasamine Bouhini of Algeria. Lewis won the first set 11-6. Forcing some errors out of her opponent, she would also take the second at 7. But Bouhini made a strong comeback, taking the remainder 11-5, 11-8, 11-6 to put Africa up 2-0 in the tie. Fadwa Garcia of Tunisia was looking to wrap up the win against Giselle Griffith. She would do it in straight sets, 11-8, 11-3, 11-1. Barbados going down 3-0 to Africa, finishing 8th. To the playoff 4 positions 7-8, Barbados now in blue taking on Oceania. Jelani Miller fired up against Benjamin Gould of Australia. Miller won the first set 11-7, but Gould would rally to take the next 3, 11-3, 11-1, 11-3 to give Oceania a 1-0 lead. Tyrese Knight now looking to pull Barbados back level, and he started well, forcing some errors out of Florian Boltonoz of New Caledonia. He was well on his way, winning the first set 11-5 and the second 11-6. Boltonoz, though, would hit back to take the third 11-5. Boltonoz was fighting to stay alive in this contest, but he couldn't keep Knight at bay. The Barbadian fought his way back from trailing 4-1 to level the set at 6-all before taking the lead. Knight would close it out at 9, winning 3-1 and tying this match up at 1 game apiece. Now Marcus Smith and Zekon Wu of Fiji. Smith signaled his intentions from early. He made light work of Wu, winning easily in straight sets, 11-3, 11-5, 11-7. Barbados now with a 2-1 lead over Oceania. Now Knight against Gould. A win for the Bajan would wrap up the tie, but this was shaping up to be a keen battle. The Australian took the first set 11-7, but Knight responded, taking the second at 7 as well. These two made each other work for every point in what turned out to be a 5-set clash. Knight with the big forehand smash. But Gould would be the one taking this game 11-7, 7-11, 15-13, 11-13, 11-9. So it was all tied up at 2-all between Barbados and Oceania, with the pressure on Miller and Boltonoz to secure victory for their respective teams. And the momentum was definitely with Miller as he took the first set 14-12. Boltonoz was losing his focus and Miller made sure to capitalize, taking the second at 9. The Barbadian would wrap up the third 11-6 to seal the 3-2 victory over Oceania, Barbados finishing 7th overall. Marsha Boyce, CBC Sports.
And up to news time, there was no official word on the team championship matches, where Asia are taking on Europe in both the boys and the girls. Let's talk cricket now, and West Indies A ran out of time in the final unofficial test against Sri Lanka A today, so they had to settle for a draw and the series loss. West Indies A, who needed to win this final match to level the series 1-all, resumed their second innings on 181 for 3, but were bowled out for 234, losing their last 7 wickets for just 17 runs, falling from 217 for 3 to 234 all out. Jonathan Carter top scored with 78, while Andre Fletcher made 66, sharing a 4th wicket stand of 120. Tharindu Kashal took 5 for 75. Now that set the hosts 218 to win, and the Windies A had them at 166 for 5 when bad light ended play at the ground. Lahiru Thirameen was unbeaten on 57, while Shannon Gabriel took 2 for 36, and Devendra Bishu, he also took 2, but for 71. The next tour game is the first of 3 unofficial one-day internationals that begins on Saturday. Barbados's number 3 is on a mission to establish himself as a professional on the international tennis circuit. Shannon Williams is getting ready for another step on that journey as he prepares for a futures tournament in the Dominican Republic. Damon Best caught up with Williams during a practice session at the Wilde Tennis Center.
Shannon Williams has been on the sidelines for the most part, watching as Barbados' number 1 and number 2 Darian King and Hayden Lewis secure this country's berth into Group 1 of the Davis Cup tennis competition. Now Williams is aiming for a pro ranking and some international match practice to further strengthen the national side. His coach is Duncan Evanson.
the plan is to go to Dominican Republic. There's a set of 4 tournaments there for professional, the ITF Futures. So as long as we can get the funding for those, then we're going to definitely take those on, because we got to try to get him first, to get him an international ranking, and then let him move up through the ranks to where our goals are.
Williams has shown steady improvement, making it to the main draw of a futures competition in Mexico recently, and since then he's been working hard to improve various aspects of his game.
We've been training as much as possible. We come maybe 4 or 5 mornings a week. So there's that. After that, we go to the gym, work it out. Sometimes, I guess, we're hoping to review some of the videos that we started taking video footage for my practices to see what things need to be worked on. So there's that. Do a lot of mental work now. So that's another improvement that I've had recently.
While his intent is good, there's a challenge associated with the 23-year-old's dream, namely funding.
The tour that we're looking at in Dominican Republic, that one is anywhere between $12,000 and $15,000 for that 4-week stint, and that is him traveling on his own without a coach. You add a coach into that, you're easily at $22,000. I mean, most of the times we plan for him to travel without a coach just because, you know, the money is limited, so we try to use it as freely as we can. For a year, we're talking anywhere between, I would say, $150,000 to $200,000. We would know for sure. We get that amount of money. We know for I am very confident that he'd be definitely by the end of next year anywhere within top 500 in the world, and then be able to continue moving from there.
Williams is scheduled to depart the island for Dominican Republic on November 19th, with the first of 4 tournaments starting on the 24th. Damien Best, CBC Sports.
Thanks, Damien. From one court to the other, the 2014-15 NBA season gets going in just about 30 minutes. 3 games